Well, good evening, pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome back to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, we got quite a bit to talk about with this video. So, gonna first start off with some World Wonder Ring Stardom, as I will be going over my review of the Stardom Cinderella Tournament 2024 final show. And then I'm also going to talk about the confirmed 5 superstars that will be leaving Stardom. And I have to say, there were, some names that weren't much of a surprise. And then there was one that was kind of a surprise to me. So we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to finish off giving my review of the New Japan Cup 2024 final show. So, got quite a bit to talk about. But let's go ahead and get started with some Stardom. So, it has been confirmed, and Stardom actually just posted a statement on their website, on their main home website, and it has been made official that 5 Stardom ladies will be leaving at the end of this month. At the end of this March, and there are a few of them that will actually have one final match, actually in April, before departing for good. So, the 5 ladies that will be leaving Stardom are the Red Queen, Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest, Giulia, formerly of Donna Del Mundo, before she disbanded it, Mai Sakurai, same thing, formerly Donna Del Mundo, MIRAI, of course she's with God's Eye, and Yuzuki, rookie Yuzuki from Stars. So let's start from the bottom. Let's start with Yuzuki. This one surprised me the most because Yuzuki really hasn't been in Stardom that long. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, her first match was against Momo Watanabe, and that was November 17th of 2023. So she's only really competed in Stardom only a couple of months. I mean, November, December, January, February, March. I mean, I guess is about to hit that 6 month period, but barely. And Yuzuki was on the rise. I mean, she won the Rookie of Stardom tournament. And I really felt like she was on the rise. But I guess Rasi Ogawa was very high on her. And it's just interesting. Shout out to the Misfit podcast as part of Pile Driver Pulse. We were talking about this the other night, and he was talking about how she kind of reminded him of Io Shirai, and I can definitely see it. And I think that she will do well. I really liked a lot of what I saw of Yuzuki, even in this small amount of time. Excuse me. Even in this small amount of time, I really liked what I've seen out of Yuzuki, and I really hope she gets a chance to finish strong. Now, there are at least 4 shows upcoming to close out this month of March. So, I'm hoping not just her, but all 5 of these ladies will get a chance to get in some action on these shows while they still can. But yeah, Yuzuki was the biggest surprise for me. with her leaving. But hey, she won the Rookie of Stardom tournament, so hey, gotta give her credit for that. Which the tournament was in 2024, but it sounds like the Rookie of Stardom, I guess they credit it for 2023. It's weird. It's weird, but the tournament happened this year. But Yuzuki won it. So I just really hope that she will continue to grow and be utilized in a strong way. I mean, she's only 19 years old, which I believe she's about, the same age as Hanan? Maybe a little bit younger or something like that. But yeah, she's only 19 years old, so I definitely feel like the ceiling is very high for Yuzuki. But yeah, it's gonna be a bummer seeing her gone from Stardom. It's gonna be a bummer. But I believe she will do well wherever she goes. The next talent I want to talk about is Mai Sakurai. Mai Sakurai, who is currently 33 years old. And I definitely feel like this was somebody, as they went through Stardom, which I understand before she came to Stardom, she was part of Actress Girls. She, I felt like, was on the up and coming throughout Stardom. Especially, I know the first group she joined was Cosmic Angels, but then once she left Cosmic Angels and went to Donna Del Mundo, I feel like that's where she really started to blossom more and more and grow into a star. And she's a former artist at Stardom, Trios champion with Giulia and Tekla as part of Donna Del Mundo when they were still together. And she was also a runner-up to last year's Cinderella tournament. So I felt like, as time was passing and once she got into Donna Del Mundo, I felt like more and more potential was being shown from Mai Sakurai. I mean, I hope when it comes down to it that she can still be able to keep her current gimmick outside of Stardom, because I really feel like it fits her well. But I definitely liked when it came down to Mai Sakurai transitioning from Cosmic Angels to Donna Del Mundo. I felt like it made it a little bit easier to take her a little more seriously. And, she was getting better in the ring. And I really liked what I saw from her. So, but like I said, this one really wasn't a surprise. After all, when Donna Del Mundo disbanded, she pretty much said, I will go wherever Giulia goes. And she said it with a whole lot of tears draping down her face. But I will go where you go, Giulia. So, hey, she was telling the truth. She meant what he said. She meant what she said. So, hey, can't hate her for that. But I hope she does well. And then, next one I want to talk about is MIRAI. MIRAI from God's Eye. Now, I know MIRAI, she came up through DDT and wrestled in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. And I want to say, I think she dabbled a little bit in Ice Ribbon. I might be wrong, but I think she dabbled a little bit in Ice Ribbon. But I could be wrong. But I know, as I got to learn more about her, she definitely did DDT and TJPW. But I feel like as time passed, as she was getting into Stardom, I could definitely tell she, was a fave for Rossy Ogawa. And I know she came in through Donna Del Mundo, added as a member of Donna Del Mundo, and then eventually joined God's Eye after Syuri left and started God's Eye, which was back in 2022. But I definitely feel like Mirai has had a decent career in Stardom. I mean, you look at the rundown, she won a Stardom Rainbow back in 2022. She's a two-time Cinderella tournament winner. She won it back-to-back in 2022 and 2023. She's won the Triangle Derby, the second ever Triangle Derby with Syuri and Sohrei, which of course right now they are the current Artists of Stardom Trios champions. She's a one-time Goddess of Stardom tag champion, of course, as part of the new eras with Sohrei. And she is a former Wonder of Stardom champion. So I have to say, she's had a pretty decent resume in her Stardom career. A pretty decent resume. I can't hate on that. I didn't think she would win the Cinderella tournament back-to-back years. But, hey, I think that's cool. And I definitely feel like she will be utilized well. Whether she goes to Rossi's promotion or anywhere else, I think she'll be used well. I definitely thought about the idea of possibly her later on maybe returning to TJPW. I don't know. But, I mean, she was part of TJPW for a couple of years. So, I mean, I guess that could possibly happen in the future. But I think it's really going to come down to how this promotion under Rossi Ogawa goes. But we shall see. But got to give Mirai credit. Not to mention, she's only 24. She's only 24. Which, honestly, I thought she was a little bit older than that. I was thinking maybe she was in her late 20s. But no, she's only 24. So I was just like, wow. I was actually pretty shocked to hear that. But yeah, only 24 years old. Let's see. Next up, let's go to Giulia. Oh, Giulia. 30-year-old Giulia. This was probably, I think, out of all of them, the least surprising. I mean, pretty much once she disbanded Donna Del Mundo, that was pretty much the preamble to what's to come. So I can't say that I'm really surprised at this. And then she lost the NJPW Strong Women's Championship to Stephanie Vakir. So, I mean, they're just getting some things out of the way with Giulia as her time with Stardom is coming to an end. But, she's been there since what? 2019? So, I mean, she's done quite a bit in the number of years she's been with Stardom. You know what I mean? And she's had quite a resume herself. She's won a Cinderella tournament. She's won the 5-Star Grand Prix, Cinderella tournament in 2020, 5-Star Grand Prix in 2022. She's won the Artists of Stardom Trios Championships twice, the Goddess of Stardom Tag Championship once, and has won the Wonder of Stardom Championship and the World of Stardom Championship. So, I mean, she's won a lot of the main belts in Stardom. And then, of course, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship that she got was, the Strong Women's Championship, which is her most recent title that she held. Now, it's been said that Giulia will join Rossi's promotion, for a while, however long that will be, and then eventually is going to WWE. At least that's what has been said. So we'll have to see what happens with Giulia, but I definitely feel like with what she's been able to do through Stardom, and then the recent multiple times that they've gotten her to wrestle here in the States and really get her name more noticed, I think has really helped raise Giulia's stock tremendously. So I am confident that she will be fine wherever she goes. I do. I feel confident with that. But shout out to Giulia. And like I said, I didn't always like Giulia, especially not in the beginning. But she eventually grew on me. I will say that. She eventually grew on me. But best of luck to her. And then finally, I think it's safe to say this is the one that has bothered a lot of the people, the fan base. I think this is like made the most effect, is Utami Hayashishita. Now, Utami Hayashishita, we have to also remember, is a leader of a stable. She was the leader of Queen's Quest. So, I'm pretty sure when the time comes, I'm pretty sure Azumi is going to end up taking over as leader of Queen's Quest. I just have that feeling. I really have that feeling. Because I don't see it being Saya Kamitani. I don't. You know what I mean? It's definitely not going to be Lady C. Definitely not going to be Miyu Amasaki. So, I mean, definitely not going to be Hina. So, Azumi as the new leader makes the most sense. It has to be her. It doesn't make any sense for it to be anybody else. But we'll see what happens. And, Utami is someone that's also grown through Stardom and has become a multi-time champion herself. I mean, her resume, she's built quite a strong resume herself. I mean, she has been a Rookie of the Year back in 2018. She has won the Goddess of Stardom Tag League in 2018 with Momo Watanabe. She won a 5-star Grand Prix in 2020. For titles, she's held the Future Stardom Championship, Artists of Stardom Championship, Goddesses of Stardom Championship 3 times, and is, currently champs with Saya Kamitani. She's a former SWA World Champion, and she's held the World of Stardom Championship. So, she's had quite a resume. And honestly, I think the bummer about it, all she had to do was win the Wonder of Stardom Championship, and I think this would have made her the 3rd ever Grand Slam champion in Stardom history. Because remember, there's only 2, Io Shirai and Mayu Iwatani. Because I think, being that she had the Future of Stardom Championship, I think all she would need is one more main belt, and I think she would have gotten it, which would have been the Wonder of Stardom Championship. So, yeah, it's a bummer. It would have been nice to see her accomplish that, to be honest with you. But yeah, Utami has built quite a resume. And the thing that's cool about it, she's only 25 years old. She's still very young. Still very young, in her prime. She has really done excellent in Stardom. Has gotten a chance to go on a mini U.S. excursion, which it sounds like, from what supposedly was said in the interview with Tokyo Sports, it sounds like she has no intention of doing an excursion to the U.S. or whatnot. So, I mean, like I said, she did a mini one last year where she did a GCW show, a JCW show, did an ROH show. Yeah, that was it. That was it. So she had a little mini excursion. But, I mean, at the end of the day, she's another one I have full confidence that she will do just fine wherever she goes. But at least, looking back at this, at least it's good to know now who's out. Now, hopefully that is the completed list, and we don't have to worry about anybody else leaving Stardom anytime soon. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, these 5 will definitely be missed. I agree, they will definitely be missed. But I still think Stardom will be fine and will be able to carry on because they have so much other talent that has become very well established. Now, word is supposedly all 5 of these ladies are going to Rossi Ogawa's promotion. Don't know for sure. I think maybe the only potential confirmed one is Giulia because of the whole thing of her going to Rossi's promotion and then eventually going to WWE. So I think that one's more so confirmed than the other 4 ladies. But I have no doubt that these 5 ladies will do great elsewhere. Whether they stay in Japan, whether they come over to the U.S. I mean, I'd be kind of curious to see, how they would do coming over to the U.S. Which, I mean, I know we've seen Utami in the U.S., we've seen Giulia in the U.S., so we got a little sample through those 2 ladies. But like I said, I think Stardom will be fine going forward. But it's a bummer. It's definitely a bummer. So with this, they already posted their remaining scheduled appearances. So Mai Sakurai, MIRAI, and Yuzuki, they will be done on March 31st. So after March 31st, they're out. Now, for Giulia and Utami Hayashishita, according to the website, says that April 12th, they should have a show April 12th. That would be their last show. Giulia and Utami Hayashishita. So it does kind of make me wonder if, because they say Stardom and Korakuen Hall, which is interesting because that show is also on the same day as Windy City Riot from New Japan Pro Wrestling. But yeah, April 12th, which is on a Friday, Stardom and Korakuen Hall will be the last show for Utami and Giulia. So it'll be interesting to see what their final matches will be because, I mean, we just had Giulia versus Tam Nakano, which I will get into when I do the review of the Cinderella Tournament 2024 finals. But it'll be interesting to see what their matches will be on April 12th. So we'll see. But according to the calendar, there are 4 shows left for the month of March. You have March 23rd, March 24th, March 30th, and March 31st. So the last show of March is on the 31st. So fair enough. But yeah, so for these remaining shows, let's enjoy what we can enjoy left in Stardom for Giulia, Utami Hayashishita, MIRAI, Mai Sakurai, and Yuzuki. So let's enjoy them while we can in Stardom before they go off to other adventures. Okay. Anyway, let's get started with the review of the Cinderella Tournament 2024 final show. This took place at the Nagoya International Conference Center. And I have to say, I felt like this show overall was great. Ended up being better than I thought it was going to be. And, had quite some interesting turnouts. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. First match. Let's get it. This show started off with a singles match between Star's stablemate. Star's leader, Mayu Iwatani, taking on rookie member Yuzuki, who's also the Rookie of Stardom. Now, I must say, this is kind of abnormal to see Mayu Iwatani in the first match of the show. So, this was already a pretty abnormal deal. And you know what? I got to give kudos to Yuzuki because she really took advantage of this opportunity with this match with Mayu. And you know what? I thought it was a good match. And Yuzuki has been having great matches lately, especially even going as far back as to her winning the Rookie of Stardom tournament. And just between then and now, she's really got some good work in. I even still am pretty high over her match that she had against Starlight Kid in the first round of the Cinderella tournament. And this match with Mayu was nothing different. Just as awesome. I will say that she is a champ for taking a sick drop kick from Mayu Iwatani. I mean, it looked like it made her head snap. Like, it looked scary. It actually looked pretty scary. But Yuzuki took it like a champ. She had a couple of very close near pinfalls on Mayu, including executing her rolling arrow pin that she likes to do. But just couldn't get the upset on Mayu Iwatani, which is understandable. I mean, she was the ultimate super underdog going into this match for obvious reasons. But great showcase from Yuzuki. Mayu Iwatani got the victory, pinning her with a dragon suplex. And a great show of sportsmanship, not only before the match, but after the match. But kudos to Yuzuki. She looked really good in this match. All right, let's move on to our next match. And this was a pretty entertaining match. Check this one out. Alrighty, we had a God's Eye versus EXV showdown. 8-women tag match. So, for God's Eye, we had Ranna Yagami, Saki Kashima, MIRAI, and the leader, Syuri, taking on Empress Nexus Venus of Waka Tsukiyama, HANAKO, Xena, and Mina Shirakawa. But yeah, this was a very entertaining match. Had a nice little dose of comedy in this match. Gotta love the hip thrusting attacks from Waka in this match, and also Saki Kashima just picking her spots in this match and, being a coward at the right times that benefited her. But definitely pretty funny. I have to say, I really loved the finish of this match. A very unique finish. As Mina Shirakawa pinned Ranna Yagami for the 1-2-3 after, with the help of HANAKO and Xena, hit a very awesome triple team assisted diving double knee drop, where pretty much HANAKO and Xena pretty much kind of elevated Mina up as she was coming down with the double knee drop, diving double knee drop. So I thought it was a pretty cool finish. You know, have that little triple team finish led to a pinfall. Thought that was pretty neat. But afterwards, Mina got up in Syuri's face. Looks like Mina Shirakawa wants those Artists of Stardom Trios Championships, which, you know, is a title that she's held before. But we'll have to see what happens. But it seems like they are prepping for Ami Sohrei, MIRAI, and Syuri to lose those artist titles, especially since MIRAI is going to be leaving. Or, and shout out to Misfit for pointing this out, they could throw in the Freebird rule and put the title on Saki Kashima. And then her, Syuri, and Ami Sohrei defend the titles still. They could do that. They could do that. Enforce the Freebird rule? They could. I wouldn't hate it. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But Empress Nexus Venus with the victory over God's Eye. Okay. And this is where we go into our Cinderella tournament semifinal matchups. So here we go with the first one. Okay, semifinals. We had the Young Lioness, one half of the New Blood Tag Team Champions, representing Stars, Hanan, taking on Ruaka of Oedo Tai. Okay, I'm gonna say this. The match was good. You know, the match was good. But why the heck did now the Stars stablemates ringside decide that they want to pitch in and help even the odds going against the interference from Oedo Tai? The same interference that has been benefiting Ruaka since the first round. Because let's keep in mind, Ruaka has beaten both Fukuoka Double Crazy, Koguma, and Hazuki. Beat Xena as well. So, all with interference from the other Oedo Tai stablemates. And all of a sudden now, there's a counter to it in the semifinals. And what makes it even more weird and abnormal and doesn't make a lot of sense, I mean, those that have watched Stardom, you see stablemates outside of the ring 9 times out of 10. Pretty consistently. So you would think this whole interference mess from Oedo Tai wouldn't suffice because you have your stablemates out there with you. The same ones that hold the rope open for those competing for the match are ringside. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but it just seemed really weird that now all of a sudden Stars wants to even the odds and disrupt the interference from Oedo Tai. I'm like, dang, did you not realize that you had 2 other members in this tournament that could have benefited from the same help? Evening the odds? I had to get that rant out of the way. But Hanan versus Ruaka, still a solid match, even with all the interference from Oedo Tai and the other members of Stars getting involved to try to even the odds. Thankfully, it definitely worked out in Hanan's favor to the point where she could concentrate on the match one-on-one without distractions. And sure enough, Hanan was able to pin Ruaka with the 17 and punch her ticket into the Cinderella tournament finals. So congratulations to Hanan. Even withstanding all the interference, was able to get the victory and advance to the finals. So she is the first to make it to the finals. Now let's take a look at the next semifinal matchup. And I'm going to tell you right now, this was actually my favorite match of the whole card. Or actually, no. The finals actually was. I'm sorry. The finals was my favorite match of the card. But this was also a very solid match. Check this out. All right. Cinderella Tournament semifinal matchup of 1/3 of the Artists of Stardom Trios champions representing God's Eye, Sohrei, taking on Queen's Quest, Azumi. Another solid match in this tournament, and I think it's safe to say that I think to a lot of fans, Azumi was going into this matchup as the favorite, and some even say the favorite to even win the whole tournament. And she put up quite a fight with Sohrei. Quite the clash of styles. I mean, Sohrei is a power fighter. Azumi is a high-speed specialist. And, it definitely went back and forth. They traded a lot of near pinfalls. And it just really... It could have gone either way. More and more into the match, I was seeing that. But, surprisingly, I didn't even see this one coming. But Sohrei picks up the victory, defeating Azumi, dropping her with like a thunderbolt, and then pinning her for the 1-2-3. So, Sohrei, back-to-back victories over high-speed wrestlers. Because remember, she beat Mai Sakurai. And now she just beat Azumi. Like, wow. I was legit shocked. I was happy. Don't get me wrong. I love Sohrei. She's actually one of my favorite power fighters in Stardom. So I'm definitely big fan of Sohrei. But I honestly did not think she was going to defeat Azumi. And made it to the semifinals in last year's tournament and punched her ticket to the finals this year. Gotta give it up for Sohrei. And I've always said, I truly feel like Sohrei is one of the very, very underrated wrestlers currently in Stardom. I don't think Sohrei gets enough love. I don't. I mean, every now and then I'll hear a few people, once in a blue moon, talk about Sohrei, but honestly, I love Sohrei. I think she's awesome, and I think she has a bright future. She just had a birthday. I believe she just turned 27, just had a birthday, so happy belated birthday, Sohrei. But, hey, I am not mad at all that she made it to the finals. That was huge. That was really huge for her. So, yeah, that's the last semifinal matchup. So we know we are getting Hanan versus Sohrei in the finals, which we'll get to in a moment. But let's get going with these other matches. So up next, we had a triple threat trios matchup. This was quite interesting. So 3 teams. Team number 1, we had Queen's Quest of Saya Kamitani, Lady C, and Miyu Amasaki. Of course, we know Saya Kamitani's currently one half of the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions. Team number 2, we had Saya Iida of Stars, also one half of the New Blood Tag Team Champions. And we had Fukuoka Double Crazy, Hazuki and Koguma, of course, also of Stars. And then the final team ended up being the trio of Mai Sakurai, Suzu Suzuki, and High Speed Champion Seira. I have to say, this match was pretty chaotic. You know, I mean, triple threat trios match. I mean, you can definitely expect a lot of nonstop action, a lot of chaotic action. And this match definitely did not disappoint. And I tell you, all 9 of these ladies, really, really great. And I can't really say anything negative about the match. I mean, there wasn't really anything negative that stuck out about the match, to be honest with you. So, thoroughly enjoyed this match. Seira got the pin on Saya Kamitani. That's right. Pinned her with the Rolling Star, 1, 2, 3. And the team of Mai Sakurai, Suzu Suzuki, and Seira pick up the victory. And don't forget, this is also potentially setting up a Goddess of Stardom tag title match, Aphrodite versus Crazy Star. Because remember, Crazy Star wants those tag titles. So, another seed planted with Seira pinning Saya Kamitani. So, hey, we'll have to see what happens, see when they get that title shot. Alrighty. Let's go to our next match. Okay. For one last time, a final singles match between Cosmic Angels Tam Nakano and longtime rival Giulia. The moment when this match started and how they both looked like they were going to shake each other's hands, and then they just broke out into just a slap fest, just a brawl slap fest, that really set the tone for how this match was going to be. And it definitely delivered. Back and forth, moment after moment, both these ladies traded all sorts of stuff. They traded each other's Northern Light bombs and glorious drivers, and both would go for the cover, and before the 3 count, they would lift up their opponent to do more damage. Like, these two definitely were trying to rip each other apart, and they were doing so. But the one thing that just really was just like, whew, the headbutts. There were way too many headbutts in this match. And unfortunately, one of those headbutts did some serious damage because it gave Miss Tam Nakano a big old potato-sized whelp on the middle of that forehead of hers. I mean, just... you couldn't miss it. And this isn't the only time that's happened to her. She's had one of those a long time ago as well. And it might have been against Giulia. I don't remember exactly. But yeah. Like, as I was watching this match, I was like, y'all need to chill on the headbutts. Like, seriously. I mean, even one or two are bad enough, but the repeated headbutts, like, in my opinion, wrestlers, y'all need to chill on that. Because I don't want another Katsuyori Shibata situation. I mean, that dude could have lost his life from that. I mean, he already was out of action for years. Wasn't even sure if he was ever going to be able to return. And thankfully, he was able to. It took a long time. It took years. But he's finally back and able to continue his career. But I just wouldn't want that to happen to anybody else. You know what I mean? And it's already bad enough that Tam got a big old potato-sized welt on her head from those headbutts. You know, we don't want to see it a lot worse. So, I don't know. I just really feel like folks need to chill on the headbutts. Like, one or two here and there, I mean, wow. But like 7, 8, 9, like repeated headbutts, they need to chill on that. They really do. But this match went the distance, even to the point of a time limit draw. And even after exchanging some words after the match, they still just went back to beating up on each other for a little bit. Because, I mean, Tam didn't want to see Giulia go, you know. And it just had an emotional moment before breaking off into another cat fight. But that's one last time between Giulia and Tam Nakano. And it went the distance. Didn't think it would end on a time limit draw, but hey, it is what it is. All right, let's go to our next matchup. We got some 10-woman tag action. We got Cosmic Angels versus Oedo Tai. So representing Cosmic Angels, we have Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara, Yuna Mizumori, Saori Ano, and Natsupoi. Of course, we know Saori Ano is the current Wonder of Stardom champion. And these ladies are taking on Oedo Tai, made up of future Stardom champion Rina, Fukiken Def, Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Starlight Kid. First off, kudos to, you know, Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara getting showcased in this match. Because, you know, it wasn't that long ago that Aya Sakura returned to action from injury. So it was good to see her get some action in this match. I mean, it's a 10-woman tag match, so of course it was pretty chaotic, but very entertaining. But Rina actually ended up getting the pin on Aya Sakura after hitting a diving double knee drop from the top turnbuckle onto her to finish her off. Who knows? That could set something up as to maybe Aya Sakura will eventually challenge for the future Stardom Championship. Maybe. But we'll see what happens. Because if I remember correctly, she's older than 20 but has less than 3 years of experience. So she still would qualify. But we'll see. We'll see. But overall, the match was all right. Overall. Okay, I don't have a graphic for this, but semifinal ended up being the Cinderella tournament finals between Hanan and Ami Sohrei. And this was my favorite match of the whole card. I really liked how they really sparked this rivalry again. Because remember, Ami Sohrei dethroned Hanan for the future Stardom Championship when Hanan was on that was on that long streak of defenses. Too bad she usually got pinned in non-title defenses. But still, Hanan was still a very good future Stardom champion. And Ami was who dethroned her. And then, of course, Ami eventually was dethroned by Rina. But I really liked this rivalry between these two. I felt like they've done well. They have good chemistry. And this match definitely did not disappoint. I do wish it could have been longer. I mean, being that this was the finals of the Cinderella tournament, I wish it could have been longer. But I feel like it still delivered. And while it was back and forth, and a lot of close pinfalls, a close near falls, Hanan was able to pull off a thunderous backdrop driver to put away and hold down Ami Sohrei for the 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Cinderella Tournament champion is the young lioness herself, Hanan from Stars. And great sign of sportsmanship from both ladies afterwards. But Hanan got her revenge on Ami Sohrei, made up for her dethroning her for the future Stardom Championship. So, congratulations to Hanan. I really felt like after she had that match with MIRAI, I was just thinking, oh yeah, I think she has a strong chance. So, congratulations to Hanan. Before we go into the decision or whatnot, let's go ahead and go on to the main event. So the main event was the one title match that we had on this card. And it is for the World of Stardom Championship, as we had Red versus Red. We had the champion, Maika of EXV, defending the title against the Red Queen, leader of Queen's Quest, Utami Hayashishita. Now, of course, this is a big deal because both these ladies go way back. I mean, they fought for the future Stardom Championship. They're of similar styles. You know, both of them are power fighters. And, you know, they've run into each other a lot in Stardom. And I have to say, this was quite a stage for them to duke it out, potentially one last time for the title, since Utami is one of the ones leaving. But this match, I believe, went 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes. And just both of these ladies just looked very strong in this match. Trading offense. I thought it was impressive seeing Maika escape out of a hijack bomb. I thought that was pretty cool. And just both of these ladies exchanging power moves. And it was awesome. It was awesome from start to finish. And Maika was able to stand strong and successfully defend the title, as she was able to put away Utami Hayashishita with an arm trap Michinoku Driver 2 for the 1, 2, 3. Maika, still your World of Stardom champion. A great sign of sportsmanship afterwards between Maika and Utami, and even Maika moving Utami out of the way to avoid Momo Watanabe's bat swing. And of course, she got on the mic because those of y'all that have been keeping up, Momo Watanabe has been hunting down and chasing a title opportunity from Maika. She wants that red belt. So I don't know if it's something that they're going to continue to keep running and running until she eventually will get a title shot. Which, I mean, when you think about it, Saki Kashima kind of did the same thing to Mai Sakurai. Kind of teased her a little bit. And then Mai Sakurai eventually got her title shot, and now she's the high-speed champion. But y'all see where I'm getting at. So. And, surprisingly, after the match, Maika called out Megan Bayne, her Divine Kingdom tag partner, who she won the Goddess of Stardom Tag League with last year, and she called her out for the upcoming April 4th Stardom and the Philadelphia Stardom American Dream 2024 show. That's right. And who knows, this could potentially be a World of Stardom championship match against Megan Bayne in Philly. I'd be down. I just think it was kind of interesting that she called her out. But, hey, this leads to a match like that at the Stardom American Dream show in Philly. I am totally down with that. Totally down with that. But overall, great show. And now, Hanan did come out after the main event, rocking the light blue Cinderella dress, which I thought was really good. She looked awesome. She looked really awesome. And shout out to MIRAI, who was on special guest commentary. And I definitely feel like this was the right choice. Well, it could have been Azumi, it could have been Starlight Kid, and I would have been cool with. But I feel like with how the tournament was going, I truly believe Hanan was the right choice. Now, maybe I missed something, but it sounded like I didn't think she made her wish yet. I mean, she did say, give a shout out to MIRAI, how she won the Cinderella. But it sounds like she is going to challenge for the Wonder of Stardom Championship that Seira currently holds. Honestly, part of me was kind of hoping it would be for the red belt or for a different belt, like even going as far as the IWGP Women's Championship. But, hey, Hanan is worthy of that white belt, so I figured, why not? Why not? So, Hanan rocking the light blue Cinderella dress. I look forward to seeing which, I don't know. I wonder when she would get her match. Perhaps All-Star Grand Queendom? Maybe she could get it then. Or maybe at Stardom Flashing Champions in May. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind. But we shall see what happens. But congratulations to the young lioness Hanan on winning this year's Cinderella tournament. Well deserved, well earned. And that closes out the Cinderella tournament. Now it's pretty much full speed ahead to close out this month with some remaining regular shows. And then, next big show, oh yeah, Stardom American Dream 2024 in Philly, which I will be at. I cannot wait. Looking so forward. Front row for that show. Looking so forward to it. Okay, got one more review to do. But before we do it, here's a quick word on the sponsor of this video, Game Beauty. Check them out. As you continue to enjoy content here at Blitzball Champ Gaming, be sure you take a moment to check out Game Beauty. Beauty inspired by gaming. Game Beauty brings to you video game related makeup and cosmetic products. You have products such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, eyeshadow brushes, liquid eyeliner pens by Akideris, and even non-makeup products like graphic tees. They even have special collaboration makeup kits, such as this Persona 5 Heat Wave Brush Single, Metaverse Bundle, and even a Phantom Thieves limited edition makeup collection. Also remember that Game Beauty provides international shipping of $60 or more. And if you use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that to your advantage. Now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Enjoy, and thank you. Alrighty. New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup 2024 Finals show took place same date as the Cinderella Finals, March 20th. This was at the Aoi Nagaoka in Niigata, Japan. And quite an interesting card, but of course the main event being the main match that counted the most. But let's go ahead and go over the results. Okay, let's get started with our first match. Here we go. Alright, to open up the New Japan Cup final show, had ourselves a tag team match. We had the Young Lions of Shoma Kato and Katsuya Murashima taking on LIJ's Hiromu Takahashi and Bushi. Match was alright. I felt like Hiromu and Bushi were trying to pretty much bully the others in this match. I mean, which it wasn't a long match, but still, the Young Lions were the underdogs of this match. But, I mean, I felt like Shoma Kato and Katsuya Murashima, you know, they gave it a decent effort. You know, they were able to generate some offense and do a little something. But, of course, it wouldn't be enough. And I was kind of surprised at how the finish went. But Bushi actually got a submission victory over Katsuya Murashima, submitting him with a Boston Crab. I just thought it was interesting. You usually don't see Bushi get submission victories, even though it was against a Young Lion. But still. But LIJ with the victory, with Bushi with the submission. Alrighty. Let's move on to our next match. This next match was actually really good. I enjoyed this match. We had a trios match. We had the team of Tomohiro Ishii, Tangaloa, and Ryusuke Taguchi taking on United Empire's Great Khan and Catch 2-2 of TJP and Francesco Akira. Like I said, overall, good match. I definitely enjoyed this match. And of course, I always enjoy seeing Catch 2-2 in action, whether they're teamed up or whether they're in a trios match, singles match. I like TJP and Francesco Akira. But this match was good. You know, had a decent length, especially for it being the second match on the card. Francesco Akira picked up the victory for United Empire after him and TJP hit a 2-2 on Ryusuke Taguchi, and then got the cover for the 1-2-3. United Empire standing strong, and then afterwards, on the big screen, a little promo played involving the Intergalactic Jet Setters. That's Kushida and Kevin Knight. Looks like they're going to be making their return to Japan, and they want to get those IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. They want an opportunity to get those titles. So we'll see what happens, but it'll be good to see them back in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which of course, you know, they've been former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. So hey, I'm totally down. Totally down. Alrighty, let's go into our next match. Another pretty solid match. Alrighty. This time we had a tag team match. TMDK versus United Empire. TMDK, represented by Mikey Nichols and Zack Sabre Jr., taking on United Empire's Speed King, Callum Newman, and Jeff Cobb. For the most part, I felt like this was a pretty well-balanced match between both teams. Definitely like what I saw. And I also really enjoyed seeing Callum Newman showcase his speed every time he's in a match. And I'm still holding out for the day that he'll get a singles victory. I think it's only a matter of time. But I always enjoyed seeing him being showcased. Like I said, reminds me a lot of Masato Yoshino. But TMDK got the last laugh in this match as Mikey Nichols hit Callum Newman with a Master Blaster and then pinned him for the 1-2-3. And TMDK, the mighty don't kneel, pick up the victory over this tag team match. But yeah, good solid match. I enjoyed it. Okay. This next match, meh. Could have been so much better, but it is what it is. Check this out. Had a trios match. We had the team of Yoshihashi, Togi Makabe, and Hiroyoshi Tenzan taking on Bullet Club's Kenta, Chase Owens, and Gabe Kidd. First off, I'll say it was good to see Hiroyoshi Tenzan in action again. I felt like it's been a while. So at least that was pretty cool to see. But, I mean, this match was alright, but it sure enough was filled with its shenanigans. But I mean, it is a Bullet Club. And of course, you know, Kenta and Chase Owens are the current IWGP Tag Team Champions. But overall, this match was alright. Wasn't that long. And of course, the end came down to Chase Owens getting the pin on Hiroyoshi Tenzan after Kenta hits him in the head with the IWGP tag title while the referee was distracted. And pretty much easy pickings for Chase Owens to get the pin. So, weak finish, but an alright match. I was just happy to see Hiroyoshi Tenzan again. That's all I can really say. Alrighty, let's go to our next match. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Another trios match. Had the team of Shota Umino, Yuji Nagata, and El Desperado taking on the House of Torture with Ren Narita, Jack Perry, and Yujiro Takahashi. Well, at least I got to give them credit. They are utilizing Jack Perry and getting him involved in matches and whatnot. So, I mean, hey, I gotta give New Japan Pro Wrestling credit for that. So that's cool. Hate the fact that he's with House of Torture, but it is what it is. This match was alright for the most part, but the House of Torture shenanigans. And I will say, that's a pretty big victory. The fact that Ren Narita was able to submit Yuji Nagata, the legendary Blue Justice Yuji Nagata. That's pretty impressive. Was able to submit him with a Cobra twist in order to give House of Torture the victory, but that's pretty huge, seeing a young guy like Ren Narita submit Yuji Nagata. I've met Yuji Nagata, so it's like, it's kind of a big deal to me. But yeah, dang on freaking House of Torture. Ew! Can't stand House of Torture. Alright, next match. Got a singles match. Alright, we have Yo versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Another member of House of Torture. Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru had the preemptive strike on Yo, who did steal the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship away from Sho originally. But yeah, that was quite an interesting start to this match. And then once the match started, then the action started to heat up between the two, and Yo was outnumbered, and it looked like Yoshinobu Kanemaru was going to be able to take advantage with the ref distracted and was going to spew the whiskey in his face, but backfired. And not only did it backfire, it turned into Yo rolling up Kanemaru with a 5-star clutch, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. And Yo picks up the victory over Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Which, take that, House of Torture. Anyway, I'm moving on before that irritates me. Next match. We had ourselves 10-man tag action. As team number 1, we had Hikuleo, El Fantasmo, Toru Yano, Jado, and Bolton Oleg, taking on all 5 members of Just 5 Guys. Sanada, Doki, Taichi, Yuya Uemura, and Taka Michinoku. I have to say, this was actually really good to see in action because, I mean, how often do you see all members of Just 5 Guys compete in the same match? So I was actually digging this. I'll admit, I was digging this. Despite the outcome happening that I didn't predict, it's cool seeing Just 5 Guys compete together. You know what I mean? But it was a pretty back and forth match. I mean, everybody got involved. 10 men in it. But El Phantasmo was able to hit the Thunder Kiss 86, or I guess Super Thunder Kiss 86, onto Taka Michinoku, and then pinned him for the 1-2-3. And team number 1 picks up the victory. Tough break for just 5 guys. Tough break. Okay. This next matchup irritated the mess out of me. And of course you'll know why. Had another tag team match. This time LIJ versus House of Torture. For LIJ we had Tetsuya Naito and Shingo Takagi taking on House of Torture's Evil and Dick Togo. Freaking House of Torture. And of course, this was filled with shenanigans. But the really annoying thing was that in just about 2 or 3 minutes, the match ended in a freaking double countout. Just like that. Ended in a double countout with like 2 or 3 minutes. But thankfully, Shingo got on the mic and called out Evil and was able to get his match get the match restarted. So they did restart the match. It still didn't end up going as long as it could have gone. I mean, it was only maybe like 9 or so minutes. It didn't even last 10 minutes. But at least this match was a little more legit after they restarted the match. But I just hate when they have to do that. But it is what it is. I felt like it resorted in a lot of just them beating up on Dick Togo, him taking the worst out of this match. But, funny finish, though. Very funny finish, as Tetsuya Naito was able to pin Dick Togo after hitting a low blow and rolling him up for the jackknife pin. And, yeah, Tetsuya Naito pinned Dick Togo. And I definitely feel like they're building more of a feud up between Shingo Takagi and Evil, which, I mean, he was able to goad him into restarting the match, threatening to steal his never openweight championship, which I believe he will have a shot at that. I want to say they confirmed it for Sakura Genesis. So that should be cool to see. That should be really cool to see. And then the main event. The main match that counted the most is the New Japan Cup Finals. Came down to Hiroki Goto versus Yota Tsuji. Excellent main event. Definitely enjoyed it. Of course, y'all that know me know I'm a big Hiroki Goto fan. So even though I was cheering him on and he really brought it, I mean, this match was solid back and forth. As I've said before, Yota Tsuji has been on a roll, especially since coming back from Excursion. The dude has been on fire. And this was a hard-hitting back-and-forth match that went the distance. But Yota Tsuji continues that hot streak as he was able to put away Hiroki Goto with a Gene Blaster, covered him for the 1-2-3, and ladies and gentlemen, Yota Tsuji is your winner of the New Japan Cup 2024 tournament. Wow. Big, big victory for Yota Tsuji, who had a pretty difficult path to winning the tournament, especially compared to Hiroki Goto. But he was able to pull off the feat, capitalize, and win the New Japan Cup trophy. And with that being said, Yota Tsuji will get his title shot against Tetsuya Naito. Or at least we think it'll still be Tetsuya Naito by that time, because Word is supposedly he may be defending his title at Windy City Riot against Jon Moxley. We'll see. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But actually, let me double check something. Let me double check. Oh, never mind. So Sakura Genesis is before the Windy City Riot show. Sakura Genesis is April 6th. Oh yeah, forgot. That's WrestleMania weekend. Dang. Ooh, I'm gonna have a lot to have to watch. Oh my god. Okay, fair enough. But he'll get his shot at Tetsuya Naito for the title, which apparently, word is Yota Tsuji, if he wins that title, he wants to destroy it or get rid of it, and I guess have something better. But yeah, it was something like that, he said. But we'll see what happens. But it will be Yota Tsuji versus Tetsuya Naito. And you know what's even funnier? He actually got this, I want to say he got this same title opportunity at last year's Sakura Genesis, if I remember correctly. When Sonata had won the title. So, hey. That's what I'm thinking. But should be good. Should be really good. But that will do it for the New Japan Cup 2024. And like I said, now that that's in the books, they got the Road to Sakura Genesis tour starting up. They got Windy City Riot to look forward to. They got that one Wrestling World 2024, the Taiwan show that's going to be in Taipei. But yeah, got quite a lot to look forward to. And they also just announced for Resurgence that Resurgence is going to have some title matches. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Strong Openweight Championship, Strong Tag Team Championships, and the Strong Women's Championship will all be defended at Resurgence. That's May 11th. So, that should be good. But yeah, a lot to look forward to. But I want to thank everybody for coming through, watching this video, and don't forget to check out Game Beauty in the description. And let me know what y'all thought about both events. You know, Cinderella Tournament Finals, New Japan Cup Finals. Let me know your thoughts. And, you know, how do y'all feel about Hanan winning the Cinderella Tournament? Yota Tsuji winning the New Japan Cup? Also, how do y'all feel about the 5 ladies from Stardom that'll be leaving? Just to recap: Giulia, Utami Hayashishita, Mai Sakurai, MIRAI, Yuzuki. Those are your 5 ladies. So let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that list. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Laters.